Hi, this is Samantha Newark. You may know me as the voice of Jem and Jerica from Jem and the Holograms, and you are watching New England Comic-Con reviews.
Hello, Andrew, and welcome.
Thanks, guys. Please forgive the coffee.
No, not at all, not at all. That's fine. I kind of wish I had some coffee, but that's fine. So, for people who don't know who you are, can you just please introduce yourself, let them know what you do, what you're about?
Absolutely. I am the line editor for the Munchkin card game from Steve Jackson Games.
Ooh.
So, basically, anything that says Munchkin on it crosses my desk at one point or another. I've co-designed several of the sets. I have helped with really bad card ideas for others. I don't know how many of you guys play Munchkin, but it's all about terrible, terrible jokes and screwing your neighbor. So it's awesome.
Puns.
I'll open the floor for questions right off the bat. Yes.
Tyler, like the Cosmic Times. What is your favorite set out of all the Munchkin ones you did? Like, personally, mine is the Monty Python one, but like, what is your?
So, I don't really like choosing between my children. I'm really fond of Munchkin Zombies just because it plays super well, and it's a twist on the regular Munchkin because in that one you're the monster. You're just trying to eat the normal people. Munchkin Legends is a great set because we went back to the original Munchkin and reworked it with all new cards and just. It was something I've been wanting to do for a while, was do a mythology Munchkin, and that worked out really nicely. And Munchkin Apocalypse is a new way to play Munchkin because you're actually not just fighting the monsters, you're also fighting the game. So that's a lot of fun.
Question? You there.
Vlad, New England Comic Con review. So, of all the times you guys played, has anyone actually tipped the table over?
Not even my experience, but I certainly heard about it happening. We typically play on a conference table that's about 13 feet long and is bolted to the floor, so anybody who tried would hurt themselves. I think Steve did that on purpose.
Next. Oh, you're right there. Yeah.
Hello, Gareth at GarethMod.com. What goes into making a game like Munchkin?
A lot of brainstorming, a lot of play testing, few tears, a few smiles. We almost always start with the theme, and then it's just a matter of Steve or I, or Steve and I, will just sit down and start coming up with as many awful card ideas as we can come up with. And I mean awful in a good way. It's all about puns, so if you don't like puns, Munchkin is not the game for you. And then bash through it, come up with the rules, play test it to make sure everything holds together well, and then we talk to the artist, who's usually the brilliant John Kovalik, to get the art, because often the art is what makes the card sing. So months of work, and it's all worth it. It's great.
Yes, you, the fancy man in the back.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Leo from Content TV. How did you come up with the name Munchkin?
So when we first published it, which is 15 years ago, that's insane. There was well, now I would call it a meme going around, but back then it was just a thing that people talked about on Usenet, which was the types of role players, which were the real role players, the super game, I don't remember what all of them were, but one of them was Munchkins, because it derived from the idea that this is what you did when you were just starting out, you were a little kid playing role-playing games. So they're like, oh, he's just a Munchkin, he's just a little person, which goes all the way back to Wizard of Oz. So when we were talking about doing a game that was about all the annoying role players that you don't want to be sitting at a game with if you're a serious role player, Munchkin was the obvious name.
Thank you.
Jason Lenutsky, Cosplay NYC. I was wondering, is it pretty much just your crew that beta tests it, or is there any way for fans to come in and help you get it going?
We mostly do our play testing around Austin because that's where we're located. We will take games to conventions like this one, except that I didn't bring one because I'm lazy. But yeah, it's mostly around town because we need that immediate feedback. We do have a select group of fans called the Munchkin Brain Trust, and we will often post the sets in just PDF form for them to play with their groups and show around a little bit and get ideas. Those are people who've proven that they get Munchkin and they understand how it works and give us usually pretty good feedback, and when they don't, at least they've thought about it. So the real answer is come to Austin, and we'll be happy to let you sit in on a play test, but we do try to bring things out when we've got something to test. Right now we don't, so.
You in the back, blue shirt, yeah.
Hi, Neil, I'm 88.3 FM, North Atlantic, Connecticut. In this age of so many digital games and electronics, I mean, how would you explain the success of a card game that's lasted 15 years?
That is a fantastic question, and I ask myself that sometimes. I think, first of all, tabletop gaming in general is an inherently social activity. Is something you can do when your friends get together over beverages of your choice, adult or otherwise. And it's something, as much fun as it is to boot up a computer or a console and scream at your buddies over headsets, it's so much more fun when you can look them in the eye as you're doing horrible things to them. And
Good answer.
we would love to have digital versions of all of our games out there, but that's not our strength. We're not programmers. We're game designers, tabletop designers. Steve's been doing it for almost 40 years now. So that we're playing to our strength. We're committed to the tabletop genre going forward. And it's one of those things, as social animals, there's no substitute for us actually getting together. And I think people have been predicting the death of the tabletop industry for a long time. I don't think it's ever going to die because we want to be in the same place.
How about one or two more questions? Yes, you.
Charles from Inspired News. Hello again.
Hello.
How do you balance a deck in regards to jokes that kids can appreciate versus jokes that kind of go over their heads, thankfully?
Munchkin is pitched at ages 10 and up, and we always try to keep that in mind. But we also don't necessarily want to pander to that age. I have rejected some jokes as, no, this is not going to, people aren't going to get it, is what it boils down to. The nice thing about brainstorming is that I always come up with more ideas than I can use. So the ones that Steve's like, I don't know, we can toss out. And I do the same thing for him, and our playtesters do it. If we get a consistent, I don't get this one, that card is not going to make it into the set no matter how much the designer loves it. We often will put in a couple of cards that have what we like to call Looney Tunes humor or Warner Brothers humor, where the kid will think it's just a stupid card idea, and the adult will go, oh, that's, oh. Sometimes we get letters. There are a couple of cards in the original Munchkin that I think we probably wouldn't have put in there today, but that's okay because most of the people who are writing to us about those cards, when we point out, your kid has no idea what that card's actually talking about, they just think it's a really stupid thing. They're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. If you watch some of those old cartoons as adults, they were not even subtle about some of the things they put in there.
One more question. Let me get her actually say.
Hi, Cat Sci-Fi Journal. You mentioned that you don't have anything new right now. Are you in development on a new variety of Munchkin?
We are in development on several new varieties of Munchkin. They're just not quite far enough along for me to have them here. As the 15th anniversary, we've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. And we did a lot of work last year to get ready for it. The biggest thing that we're working on this year are guest artist editions. So going back to existing sets and getting new illustrators for special one-run sets. And that required a whole lot of logistical work, but not a lot of creative work. So now we're back on the creative side of things. Lots of things, unfortunately, I can't talk about yet, but we've got some really cool ideas that are going to be out in the next year or year and a half.
All right. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you so much, Andrew, for coming in.
Thank you very much. Thank all of you for your